Hello everybody, Cooper here, and welcome to the end of Season 3 here on the Mosswood Academy on Cricket Captain 2023. As you can see on screen in the little messages section, we have won the 4-day domestic series for a third season in a row. The last game against Northwest Dragons, we won by an innings and 246 runs. But this might be the craziest game I have played on Cricket Captain so far. I have noticed, and I recently joined a fan group on Facebook actually for this game, and there's a lot of bloated scores in this fan group. And I was posting in this fan group, and I was curious to see if they were experiencing these bloated scores as well, and they were. So I'm glad it's not just me. But I hope you're all doing very well. We're going to go through the fixtures and results for this competition. But first of all, we will go to the domestic table. You can see that we finished in clear first place with not a lot. I mean, there's loads of space between first and second. Lions, 5 wins, 2 losses. We ended up with 7 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. Best bowling team, best batting team. Dragons are the team that end up getting relegated. They endured a winless season, unfortunately, after finishing 4th last season. And who got promoted? It is Western Province, who were one of the worst teams last season in Division 2. They ended up getting promoted into Division 1. So it'll be interesting to see them next time around. But we'll look at the stats for this season, and as you can already see, a few of our players are standing out. With De Villiers playing all 7 of the first class matches with an average of 88.33. He is doing very well at the start of his first class career. You can see he's played the 14 matches and already scored over 1,500 runs at an average of 82.68. That obviously will drop in time, as I think if we go back to season 1, Kurtzen in his first couple of seasons was averaging about 70. He's currently averaging in the high 50s, low 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 59.21. So that will drop with time. Just, as you play more cricket, the scores tend to even out a bit more. But you can see a lot of our guys, Ferguson here, Williams here. I don't think I can see anybody else sort of in the top 15 in terms of runs scored. But we did plenty of good work with bat and ball. We'll go to the wickets. Beamish took the most wickets for us. He actually missed the last match due to having a cold, I believe. He had an injury of some kind, and so he ended up missing the last match. But he picked up 35 wickets at 22.46. I still want to get those runs per over down, but he's picking up the wickets and is our only decent spinner. So, as I said in the last video, I am looking to bring in a backup spinner, as Cilliers didn't play at all in the second half of the season in the first class stuff. I played with 4 bowlers and I played with 6 batters plus the wicketkeeper. So, Disco Jones played really well, got the 30 wickets at 17. Haynes was away on international duty, so he missed a few matches, but he was amazing. 29 wickets at 14.03 at a really good economy. And what's the name of our other fast bowler? Can't think of his name, but he was away playing in the Bangladesh T20 competition. I can't think of his name. I'm going to have to go to team details. Flair. He was playing in the Bangladesh T20 competition, so he only played the 4 first class games for us this year and still picked up 21 wickets at 13. Was still really good, but he's had a fantastic start to his career. These have been really good young prospects that we've signed up. But as you can see, we'll go to first class current year of sort of who's played and who hasn't. Williams has sort of had an off year with the first class stuff. He has played some test cricket, still only averaging the 30 at test cricket level. So that we're hoping that will increase in time, but domestically he's averaging 52, so he's still a very good batsman and still obviously part of our plans. So he was batting mainly at the number 4 position. Kurtzen had a really good season. He had a bit of a disappointing year last year. He only averaged the 40 at first class level. Got that average up to 63 this year with a couple of hundreds, 400s actually, and 150 at a strike rate of exactly 100. And as always, excellent in the slips. So he's averaging 59.21 for his career now, got the 800s to his name, and he is club captain as well. De Villiers, we went over him before. He's been excellent for us. Relieved of keeping duties now that we've got Williams. So he's sort of been in the outfield doing stuff, basically. But he has been excellent this season. Had a really excellent score that we'll go over in a second. But has really only kept at T20 level this year when Williams hasn't been playing and when he's been playing in other competitions. Sterling, this might be his last go around with us. He's averaging 41, but I don't know how I can actually. I know exactly how I can do this. Oh, he's averaged 47 this year. I thought that might have been lower. He's actually done a bit of bowling for us as sort of our 5th option. When we've only been playing the 4 bowlers, but he's, been doing his job basically. Ferguson has been good in his debut campaign, as has Daniels. It says 61.38 here, but 61.37 there. That's odd. They're averaging sort of around the same. Dawson only played the first couple of matches, and he's been in the second 11 ever since. He just hasn't found his way back into the team. Not that I think I dropped him. I dropped him for the one-day stuff, and I think Daniels just batted so exceptionally in the one-day competition. He just kept his spot, and he hasn't given it up yet. So Dawson still has the superior 3-day record in the second 11. As you can see, he's averaging 70 compared to Daniel's 60. But it's just one of those things that, I'm going with Daniels for now. He's been, not, I wouldn't say the better player, but he's got the better all-round record, and he's been solid at T20 level as well. Christie's a T20 contract, so he obviously doesn't play any first-class stuff. Parsons, Snyman second, and Varenne. Varenne is a South Africa international contract, so he mainly played on test duty and in other T20 competitions, so he didn't really play for us at all this year. Second, he's more of a reserve player now. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires at the end of this season. Williams was fantastic with the bat, got a really high score. His first class 100 ended up being a double 100 in a game that we crucially needed it. So that was a fantastic output. Redwood was Paul Sterling's backup in terms of being a reserve player. He only played the one game for us. So it's not much to really say about him, but he was exceptional in the 20 over stuff. So we might look to bring him back on a 20 over contract, depending on what the Paul Sterling situation is. Potgieter, similar situation to Varenne, really played a lot of cricket for South Africa this year, so we didn't really get to see a lot of him, and I didn't really want to mess with the team too much, so I just sat him out. Cilliers played those first couple of first-class games at the start of the season, averaged 47, only got the one score over 50, although he did only bat twice, and then spent the majority of the rest of the year in the second 11 because he wasn't that good. He wasn't good in the 20 over stuff, he wasn't that good in the one-day stuff, and he's not been great in the second 11 either. He's been bowling really well, but his batting has not been great. So he might just be, even though he's averaging 50 for his career, that might be either we've gotten really lucky with him to get him averaging to 50 at this point, because I have been batting him at number 7 and number 6 lately, so we might see what happens with him. I don't know what Joe Berg's doing with his contract, so we might look to bring him in on a 20 over basis if he's available. Johnson, we did play in some first class stuff towards the end of the season. He did okay. He was good without being exceptional. He got some wickets. Got 10 wickets at 33.2. Did get a 50, but largely did not really contribute in any other meaningful way. He was okay. For Luqueu, really just played some 20 over stuff for us and was basically a backup for the season. His contract is expiring. I'm probably going to let him go, at least initially, and then if he's still there after a period of time, once we've gone a couple of rounds of recruitment, we might bring him back. But I'm going to focus on younger talent for now. Kodakara, he didn't play at all for us this year, I don't think. No, he didn't. And he was only a 2020 contract anyway. So we're probably just going to let him go. Beamish, we've already gone over. It was really good. Haynes was really good. Flair, again, really consistent. Jones was good. And Bradfield, the rookie, 18 years old, wasn't very good in the one-day stuff, but sort of came into his own in the first-class stuff. Got 13 wickets in 3 games. So I see him as sort of being a backup when either of our fast bowling options are away, either in another competition or on international duty. Now we'll go over the fixtures, and then we didn't do it last season, but I thought we might go over some of the performance and records and things like that. Because I know we didn't do that last year. I said I would do it every couple of years, so we're going to do it this time around. First match back in this competition, we played Titans. We won by 6 wickets. We bowled first, and they got 379. Bavuma got quite a big 100, got 163. They just batted really well. We didn't bowl all that well. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. Jones, Flair, and Johnson were our fast bowlers. Beamish bowled 42 overs as he was our only spinner. And then Paul Sterling sort of chipped in when we sort of had breaks in our attack where I think a couple of our bowlers had very low stamina, and he sort of chipped in with a couple of overs here and there. He sort of did that from time to time. We then batted second, and we got 234 all out. 133 was the opening stand. We then proceeded to lose 9 for 101. Which was not great. We really collapsed in this innings. I'm pretty sure they didn't make us follow on. I'm guessing if we won by 6 wickets, that probably means we didn't follow on. We then bowled them all out for 160. Beamish picked up 4, although he went for 61 from 12 overs, so that was a little bit of a concern. And then Jones, Flair, and Johnson picked up the other wickets. They did a really good job. Kurtzen got 3 catches in this innings, which I thought was really good. And then we chased down 306 in 62.3 overs. Kurtzen got another 100, got 120 off 110. There was a really good partnership between Kurtzen and Ferguson in this match. Ferguson was really hunting for his first 100 of his career at first class level, and he did get it eventually. Did get it in a later match, didn't get it in this one. I think he got 181 in the end, but he ended up with 68 in this match. And then Sterling chipped in with 48, Williams with 33, then De Villiers and Daniels finished as the not-out batsman. We then played Free State, where we batted first. We got 545 on our first innings. Neil Williams got 107 and Dante Daniels got 111 off 100 balls exactly, with 21 fours in that. Paul Sterling was unlucky to not get 100. He was dismissed for 91 off 80. But everyone else sort of chipped in with around 30 or so. Did a really good job. Flair, as he so often does with the tail, gets 20 or 30 here and there. He's averaging at 48 now with a total of 6 not outs. Only got the 57 runs this season because he only played the 4 games, but he's got a really tremendous first-class batting record. We then bowled them all out for 69, and I did consider batting again, but I thought we've got plenty of runs on the board. There is no real reason for us to bat again. So we did make them bat again. They batted significantly better this time around. We had them 3 for 41. That eventually became all out for 299 with Flair. Did he get 10 wickets? He did get 10 wickets for the match. Got career best figures of 6 for 89, I believe, which, yes, it is. And then Disco Jones picked up 3 for 59 as well. Xavier Johnson got 1 for 70. He sort of was very inconsistent with the balls. He's sort of much better suited to the one-day format as well as the 2020 format, and Beamish didn't really do anything in the second innings. We then played Lions, who we beat by 297 runs. We batted first. Neil Williams picked up 152 off 119. Ferguson got another half century, but again, still hunting for that first 100 that he would eventually get. De Villiers and Daniels also picked up half centuries, and the tail really just collapsed in this one. So we were 4 for 355, and that became all out for 403. So no, apart from that top order, not really much to see in this first innings. We then bowled them all out for 317. We got Klassen out for 99, which was admittedly pretty funny. Beamish picked up 7 for 124. Again, that economy is being a bit of an issue for me. Sterling also picked up a wicket. I believe this was a home match, so the pitch was spinning a bit, as it typically does. So I had Beamish and Sterling just going on at the end, just seeing who could get the wickets, and it was actually Sterling who got the last wicket, so Beamish potentially could have gotten 8, but he'll only have to stick with the 7. We then batted again in the third innings, and De Villiers, 250 not out off 243 balls, was fantastic in this innings. He did a really good partnership, put on a really good partnership with Kurtzen for the 4th wicket. We were 3 for 56 at one stage. That became 4 for 275. And then there was another partnership with Williams, our wicketkeeper, which I believe would have been for the 6th wicket. That became 6 for 430 after being 5 for 279. And then he just batted with the tail for a little bit, gained a few extra runs, and then we declared once he got to 250. And then we bowled them all out for 306, getting towards the final day. Beamish picked up 5 for 90, so he got another 10-wicket haul, 12 wickets for the match. Bradfield getting 2 for 58, and Haynes also got 2 for 49 in his first match back. We then played Limpopo, and this was an interesting match. We batted first. Ferguson finally got his first 100. We were 4 for 121 in a bit of a slow start, and then we Ferguson put on these little partnerships with basically everybody, and then I think he got out around the 8th wicket, I reckon it might have been, and then we just fell off towards the end. We then bowled them out for 156, with Jordan getting 52, Bradfield getting a career best 5 for 26 off 11.1 overs. Haynes also got 3 for 45 in one of his first matches back. Disco Jones and Beamish picked up the other 2 wickets. I then decided to bat again. I think we did have the option to make them follow on. I'm pretty sure we did. But I wanted to get a few extra runs on the board, so we quickly put on 250 in 63.5 overs. With Neil Williams getting 70 off 68, and then Dyson Daniels, he plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. Dante Daniels got 62 off 141, playing a little bit more of a middle order, sort of, again, batting with the tail. There was a little bit of a collapse in the start. We were 7 for 191, so we wanted to get to 250, because that pushed the runs out just as far as we needed it to, so he sort of slowed the pace of the innings right down, and we did get there in the end to 250, which was our goal. We then bowled them all out for 124, won quite comfortably in the end, with Haynes picking up a 5 for, Jones picking up 3 for 35, and Bradfield picking up 2 for 25, with Beamish going wicketless again in the 4th innings. And then we've had this final match against Northwest Dragons, which, when I was talking about inflated scores before, you were going to see why in a second. They batted first, put up 400 in 112 overs. We didn't actually bowl all that badly. They just batted really well. It was I think it was their home game. It was a really flat pitch. So everyone apart from Disco Jones was going at over 4 runs and over. Then we put up 7 for 772 with Cyrus Williams making the most of the baseball mechanic and going absolutely mental. So we were 254 and then 3 for 179 after Kurtzen and Neil Williams put on a nice partnership. De Villiers didn't fall much further after that, and then Daniels and Kurtzen put on a partnership. Then I believe it was Kurtzen and Williams again, getting us to 6 of 495, and then Williams and Johnson getting us to 7 for 772. I think I declared, it was day 3, it was in the second session of day 3. It was getting towards the end of the second session. And Johnson was, I think he had a strike rate of about 50 for the majority of this partnership. And I was really trying to get him his 100 before tea so we could declare and have plenty of time to bowl them out. And so he started to throw the kitchen sink at it and got his strike rate all the way back up to a run a ball, and yeah, he just got out. So, but Williams ended up 256 of 136, as I said, 34s, 14 sixes. It was just a ridiculous innings. What was the partnership in the end? 277. And then we bowled them all out for 126 towards the end. I think it was a tea session. The second session of day 4. Jones picked up 5, Haynes picked up 2. Everyone bowled really well. Johnson picked up 2 again, with Williams getting player of the match. Now we're going to go, as I said, to the performance, player performances and the team performances. The 2026 season will be here, but as you can see, we go 1, 2, 3 seasons in a row. We would have won that. The provincial competition, it doesn't say, which is odd. But we have won that 3 years in a row. And the One Day Cup, we finished top of Division 2 in the first season. Then we won Division 1 in our first season there. So we're going for the three-peat of that next season. In terms of records, we did break a few records this season. We got obviously the highest total up against Dragons, and Williams got the highest total innings total for a single player. Sterling, that was from last season, the highest 50 and balls faced. The least amount of balls faced for his 50 and his 100. Haynes picked up 7 for 26. I believe that was last season. I might just do it that way. There we go. And then Beamish got the best match figures for 12 for 214. And historical... no, we didn't break anything else historically this season. What about one day? Whoopsie. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. In the T20, I don't think so either. What's this? Ground. Nothing really much to see there. And verse team, that's just something else that we don't really need to look at. Partnerships. The Daniels-Ferguson partnership against Limpopo for the 5th wicket, that was broken. I think that was the only one from this season, if I'm not mistaken. There's also Johnson and Williams 277 for the 7th wicket, which is actually 1 run short of De Villiers and Flair's partnership from the 2nd season for the 7th wicket. So, and then since 2023, these are all the partnership records that we've had since the start of the save file. Our finances are looking very good because we've got the competition bonuses from winning each of our competitions. It means we get a little bit more money to spend on each of our players going forward. We're going to press continue, and I'll just simulate the rest of the season. Beamish is fit again. We've sort of really already gone over this. We have been impressed with your performance over the past season and would like you to captain South Africa. Would you like the job? I'm going to say no for now. And I want to do a little bit more with our team at first class level. So I'm going to say no for now, and then if it comes around next season, I'll take it. 26-27 season coming around now. I'm going to press continue, and then I will meet you guys on the other side when it comes time to renew and sign some new contracts for MI Cape Town. So I will see you soon. Okay, we have reached the MI Cape Town contract screen, and we have some interesting news. Neil Williams and Disco Jones have been selected by the test team. So I believe that match takes place on the 1st of October, which is actually today. They are playing up against Australia, which is a home series. Now, I wanted to explain quickly before we get into the recruiting phase why I declined the South Africa job. I'm actually recording this a little bit after when I initially started recording. I had a little dinner break, so I've had some time to think about it, and I want to quickly explain why. When I eventually take the South Africa job, I'm going to want to take a lot of my players from the Mosswood Academy into the South Africa team. Now, a lot of problems that we've had this year, even though we've done really, really well on the field, is that we're not a particularly deep squad. So when, let's just say I take 6 players with me from our squad, that only leaves us with anywhere between 12 to 14 players left. Now, I still want us to be performing really, really well in these other competitions, even though we're not there. So ideally, I'd like a squad of, 20 to 25 players who are all, international quality or have the potential to be international quality. So I think if we give it a season, maybe another 2 seasons, and that South Africa job does come around again, that's when I'll be ready to take it. So I just wanted to quickly say that. I hope that makes more sense, because I didn't really explain it before. But now we're going to get into the good stuff. I don't believe anybody retired. Nobody has retired, which is good. We've got just under 8.5 million to spend. Van der Dussen, I'm going to let go. He barely plays for us. If we go for team and we go to Cape Town, he has played 15 games, but a lot of those have not been recently. So if we go, we can't go. Last competition, he didn't play for us. Last competition plus, didn't play for us. So we're just going to let him go, because we can spend that money on another youth player who is going to be of value to us. Murray, I'm going to let go. I don't think he did that well for us, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to quickly look this up now. He's averaged 12 over 6 innings. For almost $1.5 million, we can do better than that. David Priya, I'm going to let go. Same reason. He's played a few first class games for the Mosswood Academy, and he was okay there. But in the T20 stuff, he played 1 decent innings, but never really got firing. So I'm going to let him go as well. Steinberg was okay. Oopsie daisy, that's not the button I wanted to press. 14. He was less than okay. He was not very good. So we're going to let him go as well. Rolfson, I don't think he played for us last year. If I'm not mistaken, he might have played for us. But he's 30 now, 800k. That's about the same as what he was previously on. So I'll let him go for now. Pot Guider, he's getting more and more expensive. He's spending less and less time at the club. He's been spending a lot of time on international duty. He's played 32 one-days and 45 T20 matches, albeit he's been playing very well. But we can better spend that money. Same with Feliqueu. I just want to spend it somewhere else. Johnson, I will keep. We'll give him a 2-year deal. He's actually been really good at T20 level. So I sort of see him as a white ball specialist going forward. I will still keep him around in the Mosswood Academy squad to play in the first class team, when people go away, etc. But he's been really good. Will Jacks, I'm happy to keep around. He's only going to be available 56% of the time. But when he does play, he's always been really good for us. And Richardson, he's expensive, both in economy and in contract size. He's asking for a pay increase. I'm not really willing to give it to him. So I'm going to say no for now. But everybody else I'm going to sign, which is only 2 players. Kurtzen, we've got some big contracts here. I didn't realize Haynes and Kurtzen were on so much. But when these contracts expire, they're going to be very expensive. So we kind of want to leave some budget room. But we're going to continue here. Now I'm going to have a little bit of a look around. We'll see what youth players we can look up. But we'll quickly do some investigating into the overseas player pool. Because I wouldn't mind having a look at seeing what's here. Kodakara, he actually plays for the Mosswood Academy as a T20 player. I don't think he actually played for us at all though, so I don't think I'll sign him. Plummer, an Australian leg spinner who is really good. Really good actually. We might give him a contract. I might also give him a name change. So like Shane Warne Jr. or something. We'll see how that goes. But he's really good. It gives us another spinning option, which I've been wanting, for when Beamish. I don't think Beamish is going to play much international cricket because I think he's played for 3 seasons now and they're not really interested in him. So it might not be until we take the reins that he becomes an international player. I also want to have a look at a middle order batsman. But I might try and find that in the domestic side. So I'm going to have a look around the domestic players, see what's here, see if there's anything I like. And I will come back once I have found some youth players. So bear with me. I will be back in a second. Okay, I have made some offers for some youth prospects. I've had a little bit of a look around and I've found a few players that I really, really like. We've got Plummer here and we've got O'Corey and Smith Jr. We'll start with the domestic stuff. We've got Graham Smith Jr., who, as you can probably guess, is the son of former South African captain Graham Smith. He is a middle order player. He's very aggressive in his T20 approach. He averages 62 with the bat and is very good across all formats. So we have decided to offer him a 3-year deal. We have also offered O'Corey, who is all the way down here, Samuel O'Corey, a 3-year deal. He is 17 and he has got a bowling average at 3-day level in the second 11 of 18, 16 in the 1-day format, and 14 at the T20 format. And then we've got Plummer as well, who I'm actually going to rename now, while I think of it. because I do not like the name Rob Plummer. We're going to call you Reese Archibald. And he is going to be a overseas player for us. He looks really good. And Australia have got a real gem here, I believe. If he was South African, I would sign him in a heartbeat. So we're going to sign these guys up to some contracts. Now we're going to also have another bit of a look around for some more youth prospects. I'm going to take another pause and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've made some more contract offers here. I've gone for 2 T20 opening batsmen. One of them is a first-class middle-order player. The other one is a full-time opener. Our first contract offer, all of these are for 3 years, by the way. We've got Kyle Willoughby. Now, Kyle Willoughby, he is an aggressive player, strong player of pace bowling, and he looks like he's going to be really good for us. If we go to his second 11 stats, he averages 52 with the bat at 3-day level, 46 at 1-day, and 37 at T20. I've also got, I believe, it might be a good friend of his, Titus Matthews, who's 18, who is a middle order player, but is an opener in 1-day and T20. He is aggressive, he's a spin specialist, front foot and on the offside, and has very similar numbers to that of Kyle Willoughby. But I've also found another fast bowler here of Tyler Zanderson. And he's the first real express bowler that I've found. And I've just seen Cilliers. I did not see him there before. So we might actually give it a round and then sign Cilliers in the next round if he is still there. But I'm going to prioritize these young players first. But we've got Zanderson here, who's, as I said, the first real express bowler that I found. He's got a phenomenal bowling average of 17 and a really good economy of 2.26 at 3-day level. In terms of the 1-day stuff, he averages 13.77 and an economy of 3.5. And T20, he is even better, bowling average of 11.93 with an economy of 5.40. So those are the offers we've made for this particular round. I believe this is round 2. So we're going to offer those contracts to which they have all signed. Hopefully Cilliers is still there, which he is. We are now going to bring him across from, I believe it was Joburg he was playing for before. Parl also interested, so we're going to give him 2 years. I won't give him the full 3, but we'll give him 2 years to hopefully improve that batting and bowling average over time. We now have plenty of money to spend on overseas players, which I'm actually quite looking forward to spend. But we must first take assessment of what we actually need. My first impression is we will need all-rounders and middle-order batsmen. All-rounders and middle-order batsmen are sort of what my mind is telling me. I can see we've got a young Bangladesh player, Alok Al Hassan. Is he any good? He is very good. We are going to give him a contract straight away. He is very good for a young player. And how many offers that? We've got one more for this go round. This guy, I don't believe he's a real player, but I've seen him before just in other stuff that I've seen. He's already playing for India. So if he's good enough for India, he's good enough for us. Jaideep Shah. He's fast, he's mean, he's expensive. Let's bring him aboard. So that'll do the rounds for this one. And I reckon we just spend the rest of the money on overseas players. Let's just have a look around and see what we can find. We've got Reese White, who's actually playing for Middlesex. He has got a phenomenal record in T20s, although he has only played 5 games. He made his debut this past season. He's 25. Why is he making his debut now if he's 25? That's weird. What about Digweed? He's he's not played at any level. He's more of a medium fast player. Very aggressive. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. We might give him a contract. Remember, all these overseas players aren't actually guaranteed to play for us, but we have their rights for them to play for us, basically, is why I'm signing all of these players. I'd quite like another all-rounder. Who's this? Matt Ford. He plays for New South Wales. He is very good. He's got a good record at international level. We might give him a contract because he's quite good as well. Give him a 1-year deal. And we might sign one more player. Vic Cook. He's only played a handful of matches. He looks to be more of a bowling all-rounder. So we might sign him as well. And then we probably have... Actually, no, we don't have any more money. I was going to say we have room for one more player, overseas player, but we don't actually have the money for it, so never mind. We've got a squad of 24. Our squad size is continually growing, which is great. I'm very much looking forward to playing this season with all the young talent that we have signed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players to sign for the Mosswood Academy. So we've got to keep an eye out for those 5 players. We'll have to get it done in a couple of rounds. And we're going to exit now. I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, we are back. It is time to recruit for the Mosswood Academy. I am a little nervous because I'm hoping that we're able to secure everyone that we want to. But we'll see how we go. Okay, youth. Not good. Not good at all. But we've got plenty of money available to us. Has anybody else been given a South Africa contract? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 South Africa contracts now, which is great, but it means we have to sign more players. But we've been given more money. Christie, who's a T20 player, I don't actually remember how he went for us. He was not very good, so we are going to let him go. Snyman, he's not in the age bracket. Second, I'm gonna let him go for now. Redwood was good. He was good as a 2020 player, so if we just sign him as a 20 over player, we might keep him. Johnson, I'm gonna give him a 1-year deal. Felikwayu, he's asking for a pay decrease. I'm just gonna let him go. Kodakara didn't play for us, so I'm gonna let him go. Beamish, I'm gonna give him 3 years, and Bradfield, I'm going to give 2 years. Parsons, I'm going to let go. Christie, I'm going to let go. Sterling, he says he's available 100%. I don't necessarily believe that. But we're going to sign him as our main player. And then we'll just sign whoever our reserve needs to be. We'll just sign him there. But everybody else we're going to let go. We've got plenty of money left over. But we've got to find our players. Willoughby, I can see. So we're going to offer him 3 years. Youth. Can't see any of our guys here. Graham Smith Jr., I can see him. We're going to sign him. Now, I can't remember who else we needed in... I can't remember who the other one was. Titus Matthews, that's who it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. So we'll get those guys signed up first, and then we'll sign the other 2 bowlers. If they're still there, hopefully. Which I'm hoping they will be. Yes, they are there. Perfect. Okay, this has gone phenomenally. We'll just give them a bit more money just in the off chance they sign elsewhere. Now we go overseas. Hopefully Archibald's there. Hello. He's going to be our reserve player who's going to sign for 350. Or do we sign him as a T20 player? And then sign him as our main player next season when Paul Sterling retires. We're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to cancel this offer. And then sign Reece Archibald as our 20 over bowler. And then we are going to skip forward, which everybody signs. This is going to be very easy. And then who's going to be our reserve player? Oh, he's 16. Do I sign him purely for the fact he's 16, or do I go Al Hassan, who's actually good? Yeah, I'll go Al Hassan. He fits under the wage bracket. I'll even give him a pay increase just to make sure he signs. And then we can go back to the domestic side, see who else is here, and just bulking out our squad a little bit. De Bruyne's here, so we'll take him. We'll give him a 1-year deal. Rickleton, Rollifson. We'll sign how many players? Sign Rollifson. We'll sign Rickleton next time if he's still there. Rickleton's not there. That's okay. I don't necessarily mind that. Are any of these all-rounders any good? Not really. Bosch, he has got a good record. We might be able to get him onto a... we haven't got the money. What am I talking about? 27. That's a good number. Any of these guys good? This guy's good. Tariq Drakes. How did I not see him before? He's a little bit expensive. Whoopsie daisy. Am I feeling it? We might give him a 1-year deal. Just because we have the money. But we've ticked a lot of boxes today. We have ticked a lot of boxes. I'm not going to give Tariq Drakes a name change because I quite like his name as it is. But that's gonna do it. Now we should probably check what the test score is, because I know that there is a test match happening at the same time as us doing all this. It hasn't started yet. That is unfortunate, but we've got a 5-star squad. I don't know if that's the first time that's happened, but this is the beginning of season 4. I'm very much looking forward to playing this season. I'm going to do a quick squad selection. It's recommending... Oh, it's the T20 stuff, actually. I'm not going to bother too much with that. If it was the first class stuff, I would. But if it's the provincial T20, I can literally play whoever I like and we're going to win. It's going to be fine. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to meet up with you guys at the beginning of the one-day competition. How many matches is that this time around? Yeah, we're going to meet up on the 1st of December for this match here. We'll see how we are going. We would have played through the provincial T20 over competition, which we are likely to have won. And then we'll play through these 2 first-class matches as well. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a comment and tell me what your favorite part was. And also tell me who your favourite South African cricketer is of all time. But until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you then. Bye!